Venture capital finance. Venture capital finance is the equity finance provided to innovative and promising business projects promoted by individuals, firms, or companies who do not enjoy easy access to capital market due to lack of good track record, absence of collateral for availing loan, or because of the risky nature of the project. It is an important source of fund for technology based industries that have considerable growth prospects but involve high degree of risk. വളരെ പ്രോമിസിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ബിസിനസ് ഐഡിയാസുമായിട്ട് വരുന്ന പുതിയ എൻ്റർപ്രണേഴ്സിന് പലപ്പോഴും ക്യാപിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിൽ നിന്ന് ഫിനാൻസ് റേസ് ചെയ്യൽ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായിരിക്കും. പക്ഷേ അവരുടെ ബിസിനസ് ഐഡിയാസ് വളരെ പ്രോമിസിംഗ് ആയിരിക്കും. ഇൻ സച്ച് സർക്കംസ്റ്റാൻസസ് സം venture capital funds or institutional investors may come forward to provide finance for them, mostly in the form of equity capital. Sometimes it may be in the form of debt capital also. So these financiers provide ownership capital or sometimes debt capital for promoting such business ideas, and the entrepreneur will use their fund for developing the product and financing the project. And after some time, when the project becomes successful and when the company issues shares and list them in the stock exchange, the prices of such shares of such companies will go up. At that time, the venture capital financier will sell his shares in the company and he expects to earn a high rate of return on his investment in the form of capital gain. So, International Finance Corporation defines venture capital as an equity or equity featured capital seeking investment in new companies, new projects, new processes, or new services that offer the potential of high return on investment. The funds so provided by institutions or mutual funds to small, less known organizations may be realized by the fund provider later on by selling the shares in the market at a profit. The fund provider expects to earn huge profits by way of capital gains when the shares of the company are listed in the stock exchange in future. Okay, characteristics of venture capital finance. Venture capital is a form of investment in equity of the company, mostly in equity of the company. It is a long-term investment. Venture capital financier provides high risk finance, so he assumes high degree of risk. Venture capital provider aims to earn capital gains once the share prices spurt in the market. The venture capital provider may sometimes take active part in management of the company. It promotes entrepreneurial culture by encouraging promising and innovative business ideas by providing even seed capital. Venture capital providers mostly finance industries employing novel technologies or projects with a long gestation period. Venture capital is a high risk, high return business. Stages in provision of venture capital. So venture capital finance can be availed by a company in any of the following stages. Seed capital finance. Seed capital is capital used for research and development, design of the product, developing the product prototype. So in the initial stages of business, seed capital is used, and even seed capital can be availed in the form of venture capital. Okay, startup finance. So providing finance for test marketing of the product, initial marketing of the product. Okay, first stage financing to establish production facilities, manufacturing units, creating business networks, advertisement campaign, etc. For this also we can avail venture capital. Then second stage financing, finance for working capital for the day-to-day running of business. Then mezzanine financing for expanding and increasing market share of the company in the market. For this also we can use this venture capital. Bridge finance for facilitating initial public offer. For meeting the expenses of initial public offer, the company may use as a bridge finance. The venture capital can be used as a bridge finance. Then turnaround finance. Turnaround finance means turning a sick unit into a healthy unit. That is called turnaround management. For this purpose also we can use venture capital finance. Forms of venture capital finance. Venture capital finance may be in the following modes. 1. Equity participation. Mostly venture capital funding takes the form of equity finance not exceeding 49% of the total equity capital of the company. The control of the firm vests in the hands of the entrepreneur. Once the shares are listed and prices shoot up in the market, the venture capitalist offload his holdings and gain profits. He aims at making capital appreciation, getting capital appreciation and capital profits. Then venture capital can be in the form of conditional loan. Venture capital funding can be in the form of a loan. The company may undertake to pay royalty on sales or a high interest rate to the financier once the company starts generating profit. So royalty on sales may be up to at the rate of 2% on sales once the company starts gaining profit. Before that, there may not be royalty. Now, high interest rate can be even up to 24% of the amount of loan finance. So, of the amount of finance, even 24% may have to be paid as interest. So, very high rate of interest may be charged. So, now income notes. Under this arrangement, the company undertakes to pay both interest at a normal rate and royalty on sales at a reduced rate once the company starts to earn profit. Company profit earn ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ രണ്ട് തരത്തിലുള്ള റിട്ടേൺ കൊടുക്കണം. ഒന്ന് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് അറ്റ് എ നോർമൽ റേറ്റ് ആൻഡ് റോയൽറ്റി ഓൺ സെയിൽസ് നോട്ട് അറ്റ് എ വെരി ഹൈ റേറ്റ് ബട്ട് അറ്റ് എ റെഡ്യൂസ്ഡ് റേറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കണ്ടീഷനിൽ കൊടുക്കുന്ന കണ്ടീഷണൽ ലോണുകളാണ് ഇൻകം നോട്ട്സ് അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്. Participating debentures. Debt finance with no interest during the gestation period, and then a low interest rate in the initial stages of profitable operations and a high rate of interest when the business gets established. അപ്പോൾ തുടക്കത്തിൽ ജസ്റ്റേഷൻ പീരീഡ് എന്നാൽ പ്രോഫിറ്റ് ഏൺ ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പുള്ള പീരീഡ്. ആ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചാർജ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. ഇനി പ്രോഫിറ്റ് ഏൺ ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങുന്നു, സാവധാനം ബിസിനസ് പ്രോസ്പർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. ആ സമയത്ത് ഒരു ലോ റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചാർജ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ബിസിനസ് നല്ല രീതിയിൽ എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്ത് ഹൈ റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് പ്രോഫിറ്റ്സ് ഇതിൽ ഏൺ ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഹൈ റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചാർജ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഇങ്ങനെ 3 സ്റ്റേജസ് ആയിട്ട് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചാർജ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഡെറ്റിനെയാണ് പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റിംഗ് ഡെബഞ്ചേഴ്സ് എന്ന് ഇവിടെ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. സോ വെൻ ദർ ആർ ബെറ്റർ റിട്ടേൺസ്, ഹയർ റിട്ടേൺസ് ആർ ടു ബി പെയ്ഡ് ടു ദി ഫിനാൻസിയർ. വെൻ ദി റിട്ടേൺസ് ആർ ലോവർ, low rate of returns. When there are no returns, no return to the financier. So the financier take part in the higher profits of the company or super profits of the company. Advantages of venture capital financing. It is an important source of finance for novel and risky business ventures. It promotes technology upgradation and industrial development. It is apt for investors with high risk return appetite. Encourages innovation and conversion of inventions into business ideas. Inventions means scientific inventions. These are converted into business ideas in the form of innovations. And many a times innovations may not be funded by the capital market because it is risky. It is not proven. So in such situations, venture capital finance may be highly useful to entrepreneurs. Now, it nurtures entrepreneurial culture by promoting innovative new generation entrepreneurs. Disadvantages: investment is highly risky. Venture capital financing is a highly risky business, and also it generates high rate of return once it becomes successful. Okay, it is highly risky. Now, sometimes there can be intervention by the venture capital provider, and this may hamper the freedom of the entrepreneur in the business. Okay, so these are the disadvantages. So with this we are finishing our portions on FMS, financial markets and services. Okay, now we will start financial management in the coming classes. Okay.